this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Friday the 11th of June. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, it's been a mixed start to the morning here. Going to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot at 36,936 to take a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 38,061. Going to need to see plenty of support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 38,000 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 38,337 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin target 40,000 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 39,460. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 35,540 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of the second major support level at 34,418. Looking at the MACD, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms through the turn of the day after yesterday afternoon's failed bullish cross. On the EMAs, it's still a bullish indicator, however, with the 50 continuing to pull away from the 200 and the 100, suggesting further upside ahead. So key through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot at 36,936 and back through to 38,000 levels for 40,000 levels to come into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play. Moving across Ethereum against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 2508 to take around the first major resistance level at 2588. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from 2550 levels, however. So barring an extended rally, I'll expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum target the 38.2% fib at 2740 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 2705. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 2392 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 2300 levels. Second major support level at 2311 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMAs, also bearish indicated with the 50 EMA pulling further back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key would be to move through the pivot at 2508 and back through to 2550 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, the support levels will be in play. Moving across to Litecoin against US dollar, also bearish start to the day. Going to need to Litecoin move back through the pivot at 168 to take a run at the 62% fib at 174 and the first major resistance level is also sitting at 174. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from this morning's high 170.20. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and 62% fib to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin target 190 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 181. Failure to move back through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 162 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of 160s. Second major support level sits at 156. Looking at the MACDs, we have a widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMA, still a bearish indicator with the 50 pulling back marginally from the 100 and the 200, suggesting downside ahead. So key would be to move back through the pivot at 168 and back through to 170 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will be in play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against US dollar, also bearish start. You can see Ripple's XRP move back through the 62% fib at 8573 and through the pivot at 8837 to bring the first major resistance level at 0.9149 into play. You're going to see plenty of support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.90 levels. So barring an extended rally, they expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.93 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, could see Ripple's XRP target 1.0 levels before any pullback. Second major resistance level is 0.9612. Failure to move back through the 62% fib and through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 0.8374 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.8 levels. Second major support level at 0.8062 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, it's got a widening of the bearish histograms at the turn of the day, supporting this early morning pullback. On the EMA is also a bearish indicator with the 50 EMA pulling further back from the 100 and the 200, suggesting further downside ahead. So key through the early part of the day would be to now avoid a fallback through the 62% fib at 0.8573 and move through the pivot at 8837 and break back through to 0.90 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will be in play.